Diablo Immortal, what started as an out-of-season April's Fool's joke, became one of the most anticipated mobile games of our time. It has been almost 4 years since it has been announced at BLIZZCON, and in that time it has created quite a hype. Fortunately though, this time we were not disappointed, it's here now. A fully fleshed out real RPG, and what's more important, a real Diablo. Honestly, as I fired it up for the first time, I got a little worried as I saw this low-budget looking still images of the opening cutscene. But hey, even the supposedly allegedly best game ever made, Elden Ring, put this kind of flame start. And still everybody hypes it to whoa! Holy shit! Okay, never mind, they did this on purpose to include this jump scare at the end. Clever developers. But all that aside, the game does not disappoint from the very beginning. There are 6 classes you can select from, and thank God you can choose between a male and a female character for any class. No gender lock like it's the case in most mobile JRPGs. Heck, this cancer is even starting to spread to PC MMOs, like Lost Ark for example. What? You want to be a male mage? Nope, no can do. You will have to stare at the ass of a skimpy-clad sorceress, flashing her panties in your face each time you use a skill. But back to the topic, the character creation is very decent too. Let's just say it's more elaborate than what Diablo games had so far. And considering the fact that you will be looking at your character from high above, and there are obviously things like helmets and stuff too, so it's all not that important. Important is that the gameplay is spot on too. After a very short in-game cutscene, it goes straight to the very familiar looking action.
I didn't cross the world just to leave now. The town is through the forest, I assume?
Aye. Follow the road and be on your guard. Unfortunate things happen to travelers in that forest.
I believe in preparation, not fortune. But thank you. I will keep my eyes open.
The controls are nothing to be talked about really. If you played any mobile RPG in the last, like 15 years or so, then they will look familiar. Move with the left thumb and fire up different skills with the right one. There is the main attack button, which can be held down for rapid firing, and 4 skill slots that can be configured and mapped the way you wish, although it will take a bit to unlock all 4 slots. And there are of course a lot of different skills you will be able to unlock as you progress and level up. Some skills can be charged up by holding down the button, some skills go in every direction around the caster, some are ray-like skills that shoot as long as you hold down the button, and there is of course also an ultimate skill that takes its sweet time to charge, so you will be able to fire it up once at the New Year's celebration.
There's a chill coming on!
So in other words, it really never gets dull. Now, unlike the previous Diablos, however, there is no mana bar here. Skills have individual cooldowns, but that's pretty much all you have to worry about. Also, one very positive thing I would like to point out is that the enemies as well the player character are very talkative and will comment on everything that is going on.
Potential becomes reality. The others are guarding the gates. Get to them quickly. Ah, healing. Just what I required. This must be the cavern the god spoke of.
It's pretty much like in Diablo 3 actually, and this is also one of the things that gives you the feeling of playing a real AAA game and not just another generic mobile RPG. Same can be said about the combat. It really has everything the previous games had. There is crowd control, there is strategy. It really matters which skills are used in which situations. You can move your character back and forth to dodge enemy attacks, for example, and the combat just generally feels balanced. It's not like in generic mobile games where the only thing that matters is your power score. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot the most important aspect. There is no freaking auto-combat, Jesus tap dancing Christ, thank God for that. Enemies and especially bosses are fun and unique. Basically, it's the same well-proven formula. You get a quest, you fight through a dungeon, you get to the end, you fight a challenging boss, you gather loot, you equip the good stuff and sell the weaker items. Rinse and repeat. It's addictive and it's fun, just like it has always been. The storyline is also just like what you would expect from a Diablo game. The evil new Hell Lord what's-his-name has been resurrected or something, and his minions are looking for shards of the Demon Stone or something like that, so you have to defeat them and gather the shards, or else he will become super powerful and destroy the world. But it doesn't matter, because in the end he will somehow still get them and you will fight him in an epic boss fight. You know how it usually goes. Short version, go kill demons.
And despair, for the sin of your existence will be bled away.
Okay, there are a couple of negative aspects too, of course. I said this game is good, I never said it's perfect. For example, the game feels, and what's more important, is very linear, especially the dungeons. See those footsteps on the floor telling you where to go? Well, it doesn't matter if you want to follow them or not, the maps are extremely linear. Some locations later are slightly bigger, but still, even if you try to not stay on the path, there is little point to do so. There is no exploration, no branching path or anything. Technically, you can turn off the footsteps by not tracking the quests in your quest log, but that's kinda, you know. Another thing that is surely a step down from the previous Diablo games is no destructible environments. Nope, can't break those crates, go back to the footsteps and continue on the linear path, please. There are some scripted objects that break and instantly disappear, like those grates for example, and also later on some objects like the gravestones actually do break, but it's really very limited. I mean, I do understand that it's probably to prevent our poor mobile devices from having a meltdown. I actually noticed after playing for more than half an hour straight that my hands slowly start to get first-degree burns from holding the device. Ow, 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 ow. But I'm pretty sure there would have been a way to let us at least break the crates and jars. It's not really a deal breaker, but seriously, I feel like an important part is missing. Also, I am very sorry, but I will have to address the elephant in the room and talk about microtransactions and other pay-to-win stuff. It's all kinda quiet in the beginning, and I started to hope that Diablo Immortal would follow the good example of Genshin Impact in terms of the cash shop, but as soon as you complete the tutorial dungeons and make your way to the first town, there it is, right at the top of your menu. It could have been worse, admittedly. At least the game does not blow a load of cash ads straight into your face every time you log on, like many mobile games like to do. But still, it's all here. Daily login stuff, all kinds of cash grab offers using the in-game currency elemental orbs. You can easily buy upgrade materials, for example, instead of farming them. You can buy fancy cosmetic-only skins to flex on the poor kids, and so on. As a matter of fact, I got a fancy cosmetic as a pre-registration gift. How do you like that? Flex, flex. But seriously, later in the game you get the opportunity to buy so-called legendary crests for real money, an item you need to use to enter a so-called Elder Rift. Yes, I know what it sounds like, dungeon. This dungeon is basically like a huge loot box. You swiftly plow through a horde of enemies, which is usually no challenge at all with a full party, and get loads of loot. If you use the cash-only legendary crest, you get a ton of rewards. If you use the peasant-like normal in-game earned crest, you get way shittier rewards. The game gives you one legendary crest as soon as you unlock the Elder Rifts and makes you use it right away, to give you a taste of the cash-up privilege and bait you to buy more. So yes, you could say it is pay-to-win in a way. Another thing you will instantly notice once in the first town is that there are other players running around. And the problem is that it does not only happen in town, because unlike the previous Diablo games, this time it's an actual MMO. And that means as you do your quest and explore the world, there will also be a bunch of other ding-dongs running beside you and killing your mobs. They will always be there, not just in dungeons, where you usually recruit a party of max 4 people, by the way, but literally at every step you take through the game, with the tiny exception of some story boss battles and such. It takes a bit to get used to, but my biggest complaint is that in a game like Diablo, with its awesome dark and eerie atmosphere and soundtrack, it is best enjoyed when you are alone in the dark. No pun intended. Honestly, the forced multiplayer is the biggest downside of the game in my opinion. So, in other words, while Diablo Immortal is a really fully fledged out Diablo title with a captivating story and great gameplay, it is also a mobile game and suffers from many diseases mobile games usually have. If you can look past the pay-to-win aspects, however, and won't try to compete with other players, but instead concentrate on enjoying the storyline and play at your own pace, this game can be quite a blast for a free-to-play mobile title. So the decision is yours. And with that said, thank you all for watching and see you around.